Everybody talks about wanting to be a millionaire. You scroll through social media and it feels like everyone is out there making $1 million overnight, popping champagne and living this lavish lifestyle. But here's the real, unglamorous secret of the financial world. The hardest part of building wealth isn't going from $100,000 to a million. It's actually going from zero to that very first $100,000. That first 100K is a real grind, you guys. It feels incredibly slow. Sometimes it feels like absolutely nothing is moving, no matter how hard you work or how much you save. But I am here to tell you that once you hit it, everything completely changes. Your net worth will start to explode, your opportunities will multiply, and your money finally starts working a lot harder than you do. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly why 100K is the ultimate financial turning point, how you can actually get there without completely burning out, and what you should do once you cross that incredible milestone. But before we jump into the juicy details of the video, I want you to comment down below. Where are you right now in your wealth building journey? Are you just starting out and still grinding towards that first 10K? Are you getting super close to hitting 100K? Or are you already past it and working on your next milestone? I am always so curious about where my community is at, so please drop a comment down below. I'd love to read them and hear from you. Let's start out with why the first 100K is the absolute hardest. And to explain this, I wanted to read a famous quote from Charlie Munger, who was Warren Buffett's right-hand man. This guy invested for decades, saw every market cycle imaginable, and was just a phenomenal, legendary investor. And he famously said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it." He didn't sugarcoat it, and neither will I. Early on, when you're trying to go from basically $0 to $100,000, most of your net worth growth comes from the actual cash you are aggressively depositing into your accounts. It's not from your investments magically growing on their own. Think about the math. If you're managing to save $1,000 a month, which is a lot of money for most people, after an entire year of discipline, that's $12,000. Compounding just hasn't kicked in yet. And honestly, investing can feel really boring and anticlimactic in the beginning. Even if you get a 10% return in the market, which historically is great, 10% on a $5,000 portfolio is just $500. It doesn't feel like it's moving the needle. It doesn't feel like it's getting you that much closer to the 100K mark. You look at your account and think, I sacrificed going out to dinner for a year and all I made in interest was $500? But getting to that first 100K requires a ton of discipline, a ton of budgeting, and honestly, a lot of sacrifice. Being able to live within your means and invest as much as possible to get to that milestone is tough. It requires saying no to things today so you can have freedom tomorrow. But I promise you, it is so worth it. To give you some perspective from my own life, I first crossed the 100K mark at the end of February this year. It was a huge moment for me. And then the market dropped for a couple of months, so I was back down to basically $99,000 at the end of April. It was so frustrating to see it dip back below six figures. But since the very end of April, my portfolio is now sitting at almost $124,000. It's right around $124,000 as of recording this video, which is absolutely insane to me. Now, to be completely transparent, I did continue to deposit money along the way. This wasn't just pure market gains. It's not like I just got a magical 25% return in the past couple of months. But still, going from 99K to 125K in just 4 months is incredibly impressive nonetheless. It definitely proves that once you cross that 100K mark, if the market does well for you and you are investing consistently, your wealth goes up so incredibly fast. Whereas before, I remember going from zero to just $25,000 took me almost 2 whole years of intense saving. That is the power of hitting 100K. It really starts to take off for you. Once you hit that milestone, compounding goes from being this theoretical concept you're just hoping for to something you actually see happening right in front of you on your screen. At a 10% return, a 100K portfolio grows by $10,000 in a single year without you lifting a finger. So if it's January 1st, your portfolio is at 100K and you get 10% that year, by December 31st, you just made an extra $10,000 and you literally didn't do anything. That's assuming you didn't even invest a single extra dollar all year long. Compare that to having just $10,000 invested, where 10% is only $1,000. The math is accelerating. It's adding an extra zero to your gains, which feels incredibly nice. Every additional $10,000 you invest now builds on itself. Your money starts multiplying your money. It's exactly like a snowball rolling down a snowy hill. It starts small, but as it rolls, it packs on more snow, getting bigger and bigger and faster and faster. It is that exact same logic. Plus, you get this massive psychological boost. You start seeing real, tangible results, and it deeply motivates you to keep investing. I noticed this myself. Once I hit the 50K mark, going from 50K to 100K actually felt pretty quick. And now that I've hit 100K, I can see the momentum picking up even faster. So, knowing all of this, what are the actionable habits you need to build to actually get yourself to 100K? Number 1, live below your means. This is huge, and I will preach this on my channel until I am blue in the face. You have to avoid lifestyle creep. What I mean by that is if you make 50K a year and then you get a promotion or a new job making 70K a year, you are making an extra $20,000. Do not go out and immediately upgrade your apartment and buy a new wardrobe to spend that extra $20,000. Maybe treat yourself and spend an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a year to enjoy your hard work, but aggressively invest the rest. Try to keep your living expenses as flat as possible. Then, as your income increases over time, you are investing and saving more and more money, especially if you make a huge jump in salary. For example, I had a career jump where I went from making 85K a year to 140K a year. When that happens, do not go out and buy a brand new luxury car. Try to keep those core expenses flat. That is the ultimate secret to investing a lot more money and hitting that 100K mark so much sooner. Number 2, have a high savings rate in your 20s and 30s, whether that's from starting different side hustles, making strategic career moves, or doing both. For example, there have been times I've taken on extra freelance work, sold old clothes online, and honestly, there were times I even donated blood plasma to make extra money. And believe it or not, it's actually not a bad side hustle. I mean, if you're terrified of needles, it's your worst nightmare, but you can make decent money doing it. You could also just go do DoorDash or Instacart on the weekends. Even making an extra $100, $200, or $500 a month and getting it invested early is going to compound and get you to 100K remarkably faster. Number 3, invest early and consistently. You want to automate your investing into broad market ETFs. I personally love investing in VOO or VTI. VOO tracks the 500 largest U.S. companies, and VTI tracks the total stock market, so the 500 largest plus medium and small companies. If you just invest consistently into ETFs, you're going to get really good, reliable returns over a long period of time. Do not worry about trying to time the market. Don't worry if it's having a good year or a bad year. Just keep investing consistently, especially the longer your time horizon is. If you're in your 20s or 30s and have 30+ years to invest, just keep buying. Now, if you are somebody closer to retirement, let's say you're 55 and want to retire at 60, you don't want to put all your money into aggressive stocks. You need less risk. But for those of us just trying to grind to that first 100K, broad ETFs are usually the way to go. Number 4, eliminate bad debt quickly. Compounding is a beautiful thing, but it works aggressively against you if you carry high-interest debt. If you're paying $200 a month in interest on a credit card, that is $200 a month you could be investing to build your own wealth. Instead, you're handing it to a bank because you borrowed money a year ago. Focus on paying off those high-interest cards, honestly, before you even go heavy into investing, because if you have a 20% interest rate on a credit card, you are not going to reliably beat that in the stock market. Pay it off as soon as possible, because that is a guaranteed 20% return on your money. And finally, number 5, focus on income growth. Negotiate your salary, learn high-income skills, job hop if you have to. The faster your income rises, the faster you can widen the gap between your income and expenses, allowing you to invest heavier. The reason 100K changes everything is the momentum effect. You've built the financial muscle of saving and investing. There's actually a famous timeline for this that perfectly illustrates the math. Let's say it takes you 5 grueling years to go from 0 to 100K. Because of compounding, going from 100K to 200K might only take you 2 or 3 years. Then going from 200K to 300K might only take you a year and